The other day I was having a conversation with a friend, and she said something about what does the silence want to say? And yesterday I had the thought that that's where the heart speaks from. Maybe not exclusively, but this idea that the heart speaks from silence. And that feels experientially true for me the more I've slowed down and become not only more comfortable with silence, but also um, it often being my preference. Not necessarily for extended periods of time, but just in between the spaces of when words want to be spoken. And as I allow for silence, I notice all the different energies that wish to express and speak through me. And there's an expansive feeling of choice around which energies to speak from, which energies to notice, and that's the end of it, and which energies to give voice to. In the sense that that's creation. When I say yes to this voice, I create. Or I facilitate creation or co create. And so I like to wait for certain energies that feel playful, lighter, expansive, less of a sense of urgency. Like if something feels like it really needs to be spoken, I find that also often to be something that I may not desire to speak from because there's a sense of fear in it or scarcity. Like this needs to be said, this needs to happen, or else, or it's not going to be okay. And that's never true. It's always okay. So it's hard sometimes to find words for these distinctions, but it feels as if the voice I'm saying yes to more is the voice that I'm just referring to as inspiration, more than an impulsive need. Like, I gotta say this thing. And sometimes I go with that. It's funny to watch the process unfold sometimes where I see the impulsivity and I'm like, oh, that might create something I'm not really wanting. And I do it anyway. Because ultimately, there's nothing I'm not wanting. It's kind of the sense of it. There's no wrong move. It's just which game do I want to play? And as awareness expands, it starts to feel like the game of impulsivity is less appealing. The game of softness and gentleness and silence speaking and inspiration guiding and playfulness being a driving force. Curiosity from a softer place. It's the sense that that's where I commune with myself, with life, with others in ways that feel really nourishing to my being and my nervous system. It's it feels as if it's a process of unraveling of conditioned ways of being that I think will get me what I want and need, but often are rooted in separation in some way of thinking that I'm not already what I want and need, that every moment doesn't already contain that, regardless of my interpretation of it. So I noticed myself just speaking less, saying yes to fewer voices. Just in that last pause, there were like three or four things that popped in, that energies that wanted to be expressed, or more like invitations. And I was just like, no, no, no. Okay, there's one that feels good, feels right. And all of life is becoming more and more like that. And the invitations that feel more combative, um, or that I can sense an element of righteousness, like I'm trying to prove a point or be understood or change someone's mind. Um, I'm just not feeling myself as drawn to those explorations and expressions. Soft communion with life. It's a space where subtleties can arise and gently tickle me energetically. A place of remembering that there's nothing that I need. Or maybe a sense that all my needs are already being taken care of and will be taken care of, regardless of what the mind has to say about it. Because I'm fine. I really am fine in every moment. I'm debating sharing something else or saving it for later. Another video or piece of writing, or maybe not. But it's this sense of sometimes the choice feels a little less obvious, like, well, I could speak to this. It feels related and relevant, but it also feels as if this may be complete for now. And that feels a little softer, to that idea that this is complete, that I can pause and allow for more silence. And if another inspiration rises, I'll follow it.